The governor's race, no doubt, receiving lots of national attention.
In a close race, the question now is what made the difference to voters between Andrew Gillum and Ron DeSantis? CBS 4 anchors Elliot Rodriguez and Rudabeh Shabazi spoke with Facing South Florida host Jim DeFede to get his reaction to the result.
Jim, Andrew Gillum was the progressive candidate in this race. He proposed raising taxes to pay teachers more money. He wanted gun control, Medicare for all. Too progressive for the state of Florida?
Well, at the end of the day, you look at it, it was a pretty much even race. I mean, just 60,000 votes or so separating the two candidates. So it was a message that did resonate. I think there's a couple of factors here that we have to sort of look at. First, there is no way you can look at this race and not attribute the victory to Donald Trump. Donald Trump played a key role here. He came into the state twice in the final week of that election, really helped gin up the Republican base, turning it more into the 2016 electorate that helped get him to the presidency, turning those people out, getting them excited, bringing them home. But you're right, Elliot. There were a few mistakes by Andrew Gillum, or at least the way he was perceived by some, that made him, at the end of the day, unpalatable to a good chunk of Florida. The issue of taxes, as you said. He talked about raising corporate taxes, while Ron DeSantis said he would be the candidate to lower taxes. Now, whether Andrew Gillum would have raised taxes for other people, that's not what he was proposing. He was talking about just the top tier of corporations. But still, we were able to sort of paint Gillum through a much broader brush of saying, he'll raise taxes, DeSantis will lower taxes. The other issue that really caught on was, I think, Andrew Gillum never really had a good answer on the FBI investigation into Tallahassee. I think that the information that came out in those final couple of weeks about the undercover FBI agent paying for the tickets to go to Hamilton, and Gillum not really cleaning himself up on that by getting that stuff out there earlier, I think hurt him. And finally, the last thing I really do sort of see is that you have this situation where you ended up with DeSantis being able to bill Gillum as a socialist and a Venezuelan-style democracy that would come to South Florida. That, I think, was too much for a lot of folks down here.
And this midterm was widely seen as a referendum on President Trump's presidency. So what does this mean more broadly in the country? A lot of people look to Florida as a gauge. And what does this mean for 2020?
It's a huge victory for Trump again, because you want the governor's mansion to be in the hands of Republicans if you're Donald Trump and you're running again this state. The other thing that has gone unnoticed is that it was Donald Trump's presidential team that helped him win the state of Florida in 2016 that came in the final weeks of this campaign and helped save it for him. So he's got that machine up and running. It brought DeSantis the victory, and he's going to keep that machine going into 2020.
Something tells me maybe President Trump might take credit for it.
I think that is a good bet.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim.